Hey guys, Chris again from ClassicVWBugs.com, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about installing your engine seal and some tips on preventing your motor from overheating. Let's get to it. Before we get into it, I want to give a big thank you to the sponsor of this video, Aura. So folks, most of us vintage car guys are also very vintage at heart. So doesn't it bother you that so much of our personal information is on the internet? Data brokers sell your info to scammers and spammers. They then target you and loved ones. They exploit folks by accessing personal information, accessing social media accounts, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. I don't know if you saw this, but AT&T revealed that over 73 million customer records, both existing and former customers, were released on the dark web. They've recommended those that were affected to use strong passwords, monitor account activity, and consider credit freezes or fraud alerts from credit bureaus. Back in the day before tech, this rarely ever happened. I did a quick Google search of my name, and it was unsettling to say the least of what info comes up. My birthplace, home address, email address, past employment, and even old relatives show up that were never, ever even on a computer. That's why recently I've been using Aura. If you're looking for a way to keep your online life secure and hassle-free, Aura is the perfect solution. Aura is a comprehensive digital security platform that helps protect your personal information, monitor your credit, and safeguard your devices from cyber threats, all in one easy-to-use app. With Aura, you can have peace of mind knowing that your data is safe from hackers, identity thieves, and other online dangers. Aura can show which data brokers are selling your info and automatically submits an opt-out request. They also offer VPN, antivirus, parental controls, ID theft insurance, and password management. Aura does all of this for me, and best of all, I don't have to download several different apps just because a company couldn't keep my data secure. If you want to shrink your digital data footprint and protect yourself from hackers, sign up with the link below this video and also on the screen with Aura. It's a 2-week free trial. Take control of your online security and protect what matters most. Sign up with Aura today. Your future self will thank you. Let's get back to the video. Guys, it never fails. Like clockwork, when summer rolls around, people are always telling me that their engines are overheating, their cars are getting hot, and their performance is dropping. Now, I've done several articles before on heat and when it comes to performance in your Beetles, but one of the most crucial things you must have in your engine compartment is your engine seal. I did a video on this years ago, but what I want to do is show you exactly how this needs to go in. This is a 2-flap seal, and this is common for the early bugs, 67 and earlier bugs. 68 and later went more like a tubular type of a seal, but kind of installed the same way. Now, ideally, getting these seals in, of course, it's much easier with the engine out of the car. You know, as you can see, it goes into a channel. Okay, right along here. Okay, now it's a U-shaped seal. So you could buy it at any VW parts store or anything like that. They all pretty much have these seals. Again, it's the 2-flap seal. So what its 2-flap means is you have one of the flaps that stays above the tin, and the other one that goes below the tin. So, but as you can see here, there's a flat portion of the seal right here, and of course this is the section that goes into the channel. Okay, you can see the channels right here. Okay, and like I said, that flat part of the seal goes into this channel. Many times, yeah, you could probably spray some silicone in there, spray some silicone on the seal, and as you can see here, there's a cut in the channel right here. So you could try to start the seal there and push it through till it gets over here, and then, you know, of course, you got to put it around the rear section of the car and along to the other side. It's not always that easy. A lot of times these channels they might have some surface rust in there. There might be some particles in there. There might be things that are hindering the slide of the seal going in. Yeah, that might have worked fine, you know, back in the day with the factory, but sometimes it's a little more difficult. So what I usually do is I like to put either the top or the bottom lip of the seal in the channel. Okay. And then usually I can press it in with my fingers and catch it. Okay. If you can't press it in with your fingers, you can get like a putty blade or something, or a screwdriver, and a flathead screwdriver and start pressing it in. That's usually what I do all the way around. Seems to work okay. A lot of times you might have to open up the channel a little bit more in here with the screwdriver. Just open it just a little bit, get a pair of pliers, open it a little bit, and just go all along the channel. And of course, try not to chip the paint. Having the engine seal in the car is crucial, and I mean crucial, to keeping heat out of your engine compartment. Anytime you are missing this seal, and I see it all the time, whether these seals have dry rotted or deteriorated, and there's a nice sized gap between the seal, and I'll show you over here, this front, the breastplate tin. That seal rides here and needs to cover and seal all of this all the way around, and many times that seal is missing, so now you have a gap. So what's happening? You have your muffler right here that's emitting heat. The heat's coming up into the engine compartment, getting trapped in there, and causing your motor to overheat. And a lot of times it doesn't take very long for your motor to start to overheat. It could be 15-20 minutes and your motor's starting to overheat and you're losing power. You can't get above 30-40 miles an hour. You shut the car off, let it cool down, it'll start right up again. You'll be able to drive for another 15-20 minutes, and you go through the whole process all over again. A lot of times I'll see, you might have the engine seal there or not, but I see cars and I see Beetles missing this tin. Now if you're missing this tin, now you got a huge gap missing out of the engine compartment. VW did everything for a reason, and all your pieces need to be in place. So many times if you don't have this tin, which I see it constantly, and people don't think anything of it, oh, don't worry about the tin, that's not going to do nothing, but it does. And if you're missing any part of the tins at all in your engine compartment, you jeopardize overheating your motor. Now these are tins that we are restoring for a 58 Beetle that you see right over here. That's why the motor's out of the car. We're rebuilding the motor, and of course we sandblast our tins, clean them up, get any sort of mud or gunk and grease off of them. We either repaint them or send them out to be powder coated. These we actually repainted. And as you can see, there are a bunch of tins. There are a bunch of little pieces. Pieces like this. You got a back tin here that goes over the bell housing, over the transmission, and of course here's that front tin. Okay, you got also this pulley tin. I've seen this missing that sits behind the crank pulley. So there's a lot of little different pieces that you need to make sure you have in place in your engine compartment in order for it to seal out any heat coming from that muffler. Now here's a motor compartment that's been all sealed up and put together. And as we get closer, you'll see I got my tins in place, and I got my flap seal. The one part of it is up above the tin, and the other half is below. So you got to make sure you have this seal in place. Now, what if you're missing the seal and you already got the motor in the car? I know it's a little more difficult to get that seal in, but what you can do is you got some front screws here, these cheesehead screws they're called, okay, over in the corner there too. Take those screws out. You can take out this front tin, and then when you take that out, you'll have access at least to the seal in the front. You can possibly get in pretty well, and if you do have some sort of a gap around back on the sides by the cylinder tins, you might be able to slide it through. Just as long as you seal that portion, you should be okay. But again, it's a lot easier with the motor out of the car. Now here's a late model seal that you can see here. Like I said, it's kind of tubular. It folds instead of having two flaps. One of the crucial things is what I tell everybody is I don't want to see the ground through your engine compartment. So like I see here, I'm able to see right through between where the seal is and where this tin is. This should all be sealed. Anytime you have a gap, you're going to have heat that rises from the muffler, and you can overheat this motor. Okay, so that's that quick tip for you today. It's very crucial to have your engine seals in the car, in the back, and all your engine tins in place. Like I said, it's like clockwork. Every summer people email me and say, Chris, I'm getting in my bug and the car is overheating. I go 15-20 minutes. I can't even go above 30 miles an hour and it's dogging. and I shut it off, I'm able to turn it back on 15-20 minutes later and off I go, but it's the same cyclical process. You got to have those seals in the back, and most of the time that's the reason why your engine is overheating. I have another article on my website in regards to vapor lock and heat and the gas today and the alcohol that's in our gas today that can also contribute to your overheating issues. Check that article out. It's in my resto tips section, and that's it. If you guys have any questions, email me, chris@classicvwbugs.com, or you can visit my website, www.classicvwbugs.com. Take care.